All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We'll call this Thursday, February 15th, 2024 council meeting to order. Oh, are you okay, Mike? Oh, okay, all right. Good catch there, Mark. Yeah. Are you good, Mr. Go? Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. At this time, we will observe 60 seconds of silence. At this time, you can reflect, you can be silent. This time I use it to pray to my God, so you choose to do whatever you do. And then we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, if you would join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Skelton, would you give us a roll call?
Yes. Mr. George? Here. Ms. Barraza?
Here.
Ms. Young? Mr. Olson? Here. Mr. Bradley? Mr. Westcott?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gray?
Here.
Mr. Keller?
Here.
Mayor Teague?
Here.
Mr. Smith? And myself. You have a quorum.
All right, thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you had the opportunity to look over the January 3rd and January 18th minutes as presented to you.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the minutes will be accepted in the record. At this time, we will welcome our new finance director, Ms. Ashley Rogers, to the podium to give us our finance report. We are very thankful to have Ms. Rogers with us tonight.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to present to you all the January numbers. January revenues were $1,473,798. That was 6% below budget, 9% if interest is not considered. The tax receipts were $1,144,443. Franchise fees and permits were $138,507. For your tax revenue comparison from city and county sales tax for year to date, we had an increase over the prior year for the city of 2.9%. and an increase in the county of 15%. For your actual to budget analysis, it's the city is above budget by 1%, and the county is above budget by 8%. The January revenues in our general fund. Did I go backwards? I
Yeah,
didn't
that
go
went back. Yeah, I was
Just
saying.
a little test. The general fund expenditures was $1,850,511. That was made up of personnel-related expenditures of $1,209,090. Utilities and others was $641,421. We are 4% below budget. For your street fund revenues for January, we had $1,085,307. And then that's new sales tax of $670,315. State turnback and ad valorem was $265,518. That does include interest of $149,281. The half-cent road sales tax is an adjustment of $834. The street cutting permits was $700 and other of $327, sorry. The street operating revenue is 63% above year-to-date projections. It's 24% if interest is not considered. Your street fund expenditures for your January operations were $191,340. That includes personnel-related expense of $148,860 and utilities and other expense of $42,480. The capital spending for January was $19,902 for a sign printer. And then the half-cent sales tax, we spent $22,572. That was on Schoolhouse Trail Phase 2. The sales tax was $579,980. That is still made up of your big construction, the Prairie Creek acquisitions, Knoxville sidewalk construction, and the sidewalk maintenance, East 1, East J, Boston to Detroit, and pavement preservation. The January revenues for the Economic Development Fund was $126,107. That's made up of the new sales tax of $95,759 and $30,348 of interest. We did not have any January expenditures in the Economic Development Fund. The balance of the various funds as of January 31st are here on the screen for a total of $5,613,364.95. For your capital assets fund, in January, we had $89,192 of revenue. We had an interest adjustment of $1,204. It was just interest income. And then there was a transfer of funds for $68,971, and then airport grants of $19,017. We did not have any January expenditures. And the 2021 1-cent sales tax has an unspent balance at January 31st of $20,551,285. And you can see the balances for the street, RFD, and RPD Capital, Parks, and Econ and Development here. And that is the end of it. Are there any questions?
Good job. Thank you so much. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you,
for the
guys.
presentation. All right, now we'll move on into the mayor's report. It's the time of year we get to the pleasure of giving a state of the city. This is my second one. I'm super excited about it. Last year when I was able to give the state of the city, there was nothing I could take credit for. Just the council and Mayor Harris had done a great job, and so it was a good thing. So yeah, I'll read this. Dear citizens of Russellville, I am thankful for the opportunity to address you today and share the progress and accomplishments of our city has achieved over the past year. It's been a period of growth and development, and I'm proud to report on successes that have strengthened our community. First, I want to highlight the successful launch of our fire-based EMS program, which celebrated its first year in operation. This initiative has not only bolstered our partnership with Pope County EMS, but has also seen a 36% increase in total call volume for the Russellville Fire Department compared to 2022. Our RFD team has demonstrated excellence in firefighting, EMS, rescue operations, drone deployments, building inspections, and more. Their commitment to improving our quality of life is evident in every aspect of their service. 2023 marked a milestone of having school resource officers from Russellville Department stationed across all RSD school campuses located inside the city, ensuring the safety and security of all of our students and staff. Additionally, the RPD received a grant enabling the addition of 5 new officers to our staff. This grant reflects our proactive approach to meet the demands of a growing community. I'd like to recognize the contributions of individuals like Kelly Dinkle, our grants administrator, who has been instrumental in securing funding for various projects. Kelly's efforts, along with those of Debbie Headley, our social media coordinator, have helped spread positive messages throughout our community and showcase the many exciting developments taking place in Russellville. In the last year, we welcomed new leadership at Russellville Regional Airport and in our finance department, bringing fresh faces and new vision to our team. Infrastructure development has been a priority with projects like the DIG initiative, progressing steadily, enhancing the aesthetics of our downtown area. Our Recreation and Parks Department successfully completed several projects, making our parks more accessible and enjoyable for all citizens. The addition of amenities such as a splash pad, accessible playground, and fishing pier have enhanced our recreational opportunities in the city. Economic development remained a top priority, as evidenced by the RAISE grant awarded in 2023, which will further enhance walkability and accessibility in Russellville throughout the expansion of the Russellville Connected Trail System to nearly 25 miles. New commercial development has been robust with investments in such projects as a new Americold freezer plant, Farm Bureau Training Center, and Owens Corning manufacturing plant. Residential apartments are also on the rise, demonstrating positive outlook for our city's growth. Additionally, efforts are underway to harness the potential opportunities at Exit 83. As we eagerly anticipate the upcoming solar eclipse, I want to acknowledge the tremendous efforts that have gone into its preparation. This event is expected to be the largest in Russellville's history and a culmination of thousands of hours of planning. We are confident that it will not only be a memorable experience, but also a significant opportunity for economic growth. In closing, I want to express my gratitude to the citizens of Russellville for your continued support and engagement. Together, we are building a brighter future for our city, and I am confident with our collective efforts, we will achieve even greater success in the years to come. I do want to add at the end of that, it's not in my writing, but I do want to say we have an amazing city council at this point in time. This is one of the most positive times I remember in myself living here in Russellville, and I think across the board, as I sit here every month with the ladies and gentlemen up here, they have one agenda, and that is Russellville, and that's a great agenda for them to have, and I'm very grateful for them and what they've done and allowed us to accomplish in 2023. Would like, don't do this very often, but I would like to take a moment to reflect and just say that we, as neighbors to Kansas City, do send our positive thoughts and prayers to all of those affected by that tragedy. That could have been anywhere, but there's a lot of people that are hurting and recovering, so I do take that time to send our thoughts and prayers from the city of Russellville. So, all right, thank you so much. Mr. Patrick Karp, our new airport director, will come, and this will be his first time to present a report for the airport, and he is definitely gearing up for the 2024 eclipse because they're expecting a few planes. All right. There we go.
There it is. Thank you, Mayor, City Council. So we'll hop right into the traffic count. As you can see here, I've got it broken down into our single engines, twin engines, turboprops, jets, helicopters, and airspace transits. Throughout the year, the weather really determines what our traffic count is. As you can see there in June, it goes up, and it trends up through June and trends down through the end of December. Of course, there's a few outliers in there, but the weather does play a tremendous factor in our traffic count. So that would be why it trends down in the colder months. Not that people don't fly, but it's much more pleasant to fly in the warmer months. And we have an average of 23 operations per day. And that's not counting the operations that we miss at night. So we don't have a system to catch the operations that come through at night, and a touch and a go would be 2 operations. But we don't have the means to capture those operations at this time. So the total of 8,281 operations will be significantly higher once that equipment is attained. 2022 fuel sales. Jet A, we sold 65,683 gallons, and Avgas 37,601.54 gallons, for a total fuel sales of 103,284.54 gallons, and a total net revenue of $487,122.18. And fuel sales, as you can see here, Avgas sales stay fairly consistent, with the exception of a few outliers such as January and maybe November here. And that can be determined, once again, by the weather. And Jet A sales are very sporadic, as you can see as well, and then they're determined by the weather as well. However, they're also determined by, do we get a large jet in? Do we get 4 Apaches on the ramp that take 1,200 gallons in a few days? It's truly determined by who's flying at what time. And we are working on a means of getting more jet traffic to generate more jet sales, more revenue in that area. Our total net revenue for 2023 was $573,534.74. And as you can see here, I broke it down into a little pie graph here for a good visual. As you can see, jet fuel sales are going to be your orange here, and that's going to be our 52% of our net revenue. Avgas sales is 33%, the blue right there. Hangar leases are going to be 13.3%. Land leases 1.1%, and other such as counter sales like oil and pilots' logbooks and stuff like that are going to be your 0.6% right there. So the majority of our sales are going to come from jet fuel. And with that being said, we're working on ways to, such as the Corporate Aircraft Association that I've recently applied for, to attain more revenue in that area. 2023 projects. We recently had the runway restriped. As you can see right there in that picture, it is they did a great job. It looks great, and that's a picture one of our pilots took on a nice evening. And that was FAA funded. It was a 90-10 grant, 90% FAA. Arkansas Department of Aeronautics grants, we had a 50-50 grant to fix a hangar door track, and then a 90-10 grant for a taxiway connection to prevent our fuel truck and other tenants maybe from getting onto our main taxiway. So that was a big safety deal for us. And a future outlook, so we have what's called a capital improvement plan. So this year, 2024, we're looking at reconstructing the apron. And this capital improvement plan, by the way, is done with FAA funds, 90% FAA funds and 10% ADA, actually. The ADA here in Arkansas is it's a great organization. They pick up the 10%. So any FAA-funded projects here in Arkansas for any airport are cost neutral to the city or the county. However, the city will need to front the funds, and then we'll get reimbursed. So in 2025, we'll be banking those FAA funds for 2026 to complete the apron reconstruction. And in 2027, we'll be banking again. And in 2028, we will be installing taxiway lighting, which is a huge step in the right direction because we currently have reflectors, which are in compliance. However, taxiway lighting will be much more efficient. That's all I have at this moment. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Carp? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on. Mr. Gray, do you have anything in Personnel Committee?
No report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. And Mr. Westcott, do you happen to have anything?
We just happen to have a few things from our meeting this evening at 5:30, beginning with what's delineated item 2. Consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to execute an amendment to the agreement with the Boys and Girls Club for calendar year 2023. And we present item number 2 as a motion to adopt.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Moving back up to number 1 before that, consideration of reimbursement request from the Boys and Girls Club for the fourth quarter expenses of 2023. And we present item number 1 as a motion to adopt.
All right. I have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carries.
Item number 3 is an appropriation request from the 2023 carryover balance, the sum of $120,000 to be used to provide additional funding for the citizen awareness, the infrastructure items, and the preparedness supplies for the 2024 eclipse. And we present item number 3 as a motion to adopt.
I have the motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Moving on.
Item number 4 is an appropriation request from the 2023 carryover balance, the sum of $25,000 to be used to replenish the capital asset fund for the annual network infrastructure purchases. And we present item number 4 as a motion to adopt.
I have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Similarly, item number 5 is an appropriation request from the 2023 carryover balance, the sum of $250,000 to be used to replenish the capital asset fund building cost budget. And we present item number 5 as a motion to adopt.
I have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Item carries.
From our meeting last week, item number 1 is consideration of an ordinance that would amend ordinance number 2437, which established an ambulance fee schedule for the city of Russellville that would provide a discount to all self-pay patients without insurance if their bill is paid in full and for other purposes. I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the second of 3 readings by title only with a short explanation.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the reading. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, sir.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 2437, which established an ambulance fee schedule for the city of Russellville, Arkansas to provide a discount for all self-pay patients without insurance. The bill is paid in full and for other purposes. This ordinance would, when adopted, would change the ground millage and ALS 2 rates, as well as add a new rate for extraction and provide a 10% discount for insured and non-insured to pay their bill in full within 30 days.
Item number 2 is a pass-through appropriation request from the insurance reimbursement to the cemetery improvements in the amount of $3,486.07 to be used to fund the replacement of a cemetery sign damaged in an accident. And we present item number 2 as a motion to adopt.
I have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carried.
Item number 3 is a request to approve the refund to the Friends of the Lattimore Tourist Home, the remainder of money previously given to the city by them to cover certain expenses. And we present item number 3 as a motion to adopt.
I've got a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carried.
It has been requested that item number 4 be removed from the agenda, and I so move.
I've got a motion second to remove. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Item 4 will be removed.
Item number 5 is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement for engineering services for the Ridgewood Drive Drainage Improvement Project for the city of Russellville. And we present item number 5 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item will carry.
Item number 6 is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the destruction of old accounting records. And we present item number 6 as a motion to adopt.
All right, have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion will carry.
Item number 7 is consideration of a resolution that would accept a bid from Robert Bailey Electric Incorporated for electrical work at the Russellville Train Depot for the city of Russellville. And we present item number 7 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item will carry.
Item number 8 is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to execute an amendment to an agreement with the Boys and Girls Club of the River Valley Incorporated, doing business as the L.V. Williamson Boys and Girls Club for services for calendar year 2024. We present item number 8 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion will carry.
Items number 9 and 9A combined. Number 9 is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to execute an agreement with the Arkansas Valley Alliance for Economic Development for services for the calendar year 2024. 9A similarly is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with the Arkansas Valley Alliance for Economic Development for economic workforce development services for the calendar year 2024. And we present items number 9 and 9A as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on.
Mayor, to my knowledge, that's the last of our items, and I yield the floor back to you.
Thank you, Chairman Westcott. Moving on to unfinished old business. Item 1 is a consideration of an ordinance rezoning certain realty in the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This is located at 725 South Macon. This is a third and final reading.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, and read the third and final time by title with a short explanation.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, sir.
In ordinance rezoning certain property in the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for the purposes this ordinance if passed would rezone property from R2 to M1 as further shown in the attachment, as commonly known at 725 South Macon Avenue here in Russellville.
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion and a second to adopt. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Moving on to item 2, consideration of an ordinance to rezone certain realty in the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This is located along South Macon Avenue and Highway 331. This will be the second of 3 readings.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the second of 3 readings by title with a short explanation.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second on the reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, sir.
In ordinance rezoning certain realty in the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for the purposes this ordinance if passed would rezone multiple properties from R2 and C2 to M1, which are located along South Macon Avenue and State Highway 331 inside the city of Russellville, Arkansas, as further shown by the Exhibit A, which is incorporated herein.
All right. Moving on to new business. Item 1 under new business is consideration of an ordinance rezoning certain realty in the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This is located at 1405 East Old Highway 124 and 1479 Sparksford Drive. This has been unanimously recommended by the Planning Commission. They are requesting this be read one time only and requesting the emergency clause be enacted.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read one time only by title with a short explanation.
Have a motion and a second on the reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, sir.
An ordinance reserving certain realty in the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes, this ordinance if passed would rezone property from R1 to C2 located at 1405 Old Highway 124 and 1479 Sparksford Drive, Weir Road Development Area is also further identified by the attachment incorporated herein labeled Exhibit A.
Motion to adopt?
Have a motion and a second to adopt. Any discussion?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Ms. John Dahl, I just want to make sure, I think this went through the planning commission just fine, but going from R1 to C2 is kind of an unusual thing. I think this meets all that. Is everything copacetic with you? I think the answer is yes, but I just want to double check, because you don't see R1 to C2 very often.
This was, yes, planning supported the recommendation to planning commission to change it from R1 to C2. This had been annexed into the city as R1 and had previously both of these properties been utilized as commercial. So in today's world, we would have brought them in as commercial, and this is just kind of some cleanup that happened. Yes, sir.
All right, any more discussion? I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Mary, it has been asked for the emergency clause. It's been expressed here in the letter to us that there is a lease pending this decision, and to prevent the opportunity for damage or vandalism on a otherwise empty property, I move that we do enact the emergency clause.
I have a motion and a second on enacting the emergency clause. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we will enact the emergency clause on that, and that'll be effective. All right, moving on to item 2, consideration of resolution expressing city's invitation to all casino operators to explore the possibility of locating the casino operations within the city limits of city-owned property.
I'd like to make a motion to remove it from the agenda.
I'll
Have a-
second that.
I have a motion and a second to remove this item from the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item 2 will be removed. All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. We will adjourn.